Before I ever wanted to become a sports journalist and before I even know who this guy was, I saw him almost ruin my TV. When he was playing the New Orleans Saints, he was getting sacked a lot. I think there was a Sunday afternoon game on what they called CBC French, we used to simulcast. He was struck so hard that our color TV bled. All you saw was the Saints colors and him going right to left. But obviously, one moment in time doesn't really reflect how good this guy was, his impact on football. We're going to be talking today about the father of Peyton and Eli, the great Archie Manning. Now born Elijah Archibald Manning III in Drew, Mississippi, not Delta, is an American former football quarterback who played in the NFL for 13 seasons, primarily with the Saints from 71 to 82. He also had brief stints with the Oilers and the Vikings. He played college football for the Ole Miss Rebels and was inducted in the College Football Hall of Fame in '89. Manning is the patriarch of the Manning football dynasty, having preceded again sons Peyton and Eli, both Super Bowl champions as successful NFL quarterbacks. Now, Manning was the son of Jane Elizabeth Nelson and Elijah Archibald Manning Jr. He grew up heavily involved in football, basketball, baseball, and track. His father, known as Buddy, was interested in Archie's sports activities, but the nature of his job left him little of any time for going to contests. Instead, Archie III drew his inspiration from a local high school sports star, James Hobson. His mother was an ubiquitous presence at all of his games, no matter what the sport or level. Manning attended the great Drew High School. Manning was selected in the MLB draft 4 times, first in 87 by the Braves, twice by the White Sox, and finally by the Royals in 71. Unfortunately, in the summer of 69, his father, Buddy, committed suicide. Archie, who was home from college for summer vacation, was the first to discover his father's body. In the biopic documentary Book of Manning, Manning said that he considered dropping out and getting a job to support his mother and sister, but his mother persuaded him to return to college and not put his rising football career to waste. Now, when he attended the University of Mississippi in Oxford, he was a starting quarterback at Ole Miss for 3 campaigns. In his first national primetime broadcast of a college football game on ABC October 4th, 69, Manning threw for 436 yards and 3 TDs, also rushing for 104 in a 33-32 loss to Alabama. Your typical CFL Fran Tarkenton quarterback, good movement, good pass lanes, would really find himself open where other players wouldn't get himself open at all. Now, during Manning's last 2 seasons at Ole Miss, the Rebels had a combined record of 15-7. In his college career, he threw for 4,753 yards and 31 touchdowns despite 40 picks and ran for 823 yards. He scored 14 touchdowns in 69, and about 69-70, he was named to the All-SEC team, and his number 18 jersey was retired by Ole Miss. In 69, Manning was Mississippi Sportsman of the Year and a recipient of the National Banner Trophy as the most valuable player in the SEC, in addition to winning the Walter Camp Memorial Trophy. He was 4th in the Heisman Trophy voting in 69 and 3rd in 1970. He was also inducted in the Omicron Delta Kappa in 1970 at Mississippi. Now, inducted to the College Football Hall of Fame in '89, Manning's legacy is honored on the Ole Miss campus, where the speed limit is 18 miles per hour in honor of Manning's jersey number. During his time at Ole Miss, Manning was a member of the Sigma Nu fraternity. He was named SEC quarterback in a quarter century from 50 to 75 by numerous publications. Now, NFL draft, he was a number 2 pick in 71. Played for the Saints again for 10 full seasons. During his tenure in New Orleans, the Saints had 9 losing seasons. The only managed to get above 500 once in 79, which was also the only season he finished higher than 3rd in their division. Nevertheless, he was well respected by NFL peers. Like I said, they looked good, but on paper they were terrible. They were beautiful jerseys, shot well, but like I said, terrible. I watched several Saints games back in the day, and it was cruel the amount of sacks and the damage you would get. For example, one time we were sacked 300 once. He said this is just par for the course. He was sacked a grand total of 337 times during the Saints' career. SI senior writer Paul Zimmerman wrote in 2007 that the number should have been even higher than that. Zimmerman wrote that opposing defensive linemen, Jack Youngblood in particular, as well as most of the division rival Rams, were known to take it easy on a poorly protected Manning and not hit him as hard as they could. For his part, Manning seemed to appreciate Youngblood's kindness, telling the LA Times on September 23rd, 74, the Rams front four is the best I ever faced. I got to say that Youngblood was nice enough to pick me out every time he knocked my ass off. Today, Manning jokes that Youngblood's career would not have been successful without him. He even stated that Youngblood should have let him be the presenter when he was inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2001, saying he wouldn't have gotten in without having me the sack. And I tend to agree. Weak division, and the Rams, ironically, were perennial losers, to the Vikings and Dallas and all their playoff runs in that decade. Now, in 72, he led the league in pass attempts and completions and led the NFC in passing yards, though the team's record was only 2-11-1. Manning sat out the entire 76 season after corrective surgery on his right shoulder, spending the second half of the season in the team's radio booth after Dick Butkus abruptly quit his position as color commentator. In 78, he was named the NFC Player of the Year by UPI after leading the Saints to a 7-9 record. That same year, Archie was also named All-NFC by both the UPI and the Sporting News. Now, elected to Pro Bowl in 78 and 79, he finished his career with the Oilers from 82 to 83 and the Vikings 83 to 84. Now, 13-year career, completed the 2011 passes of 3,642 for 23,900 yards, 125 touchdowns, and 173 interceptions. He also rushed for 2197 yards and 18 touchdowns. His 2011 completions rank 17 in NFL history upon his retirement. His record as a starter was a terrible 35-101-3, 26.3%, the worst in NFL history among QBs with at least 100 starts. But look who he was playing for. He retired after never played on a team that notched a winning record or made the playoffs. Instead, he's one of the few players that have played 10 or more years in the NFL without taking part in a playoff contest. Now, the Saints have not reissued Manning's number 8 since he left the team midway through the 82 season. Now, 76 complete washout. These were the records: 3-5-2, 2-11-1, 72, 5-8 73, 3-8 74, 2-11 75, 1-8 77, 7-9 78, 8-8 79, 1-15 1980, 3-8 81, 0-5 with Houston in 82, 0-3 with Houston in 83, and 0-2 with Minnesota in 84. So his last 10 decisions, he went 0-10. Now, a big season in 78, 61.8% percentage completion, 3,416 yards. 1980 at 3,716 passing yards. Now, post NFL career, Manning continues again to make his home in beautiful New Orleans, though he also owns a condo in Oxford, Mississippi, to which he relocated during Hurricane Katrina. He's also served as an analyst with the Saints radio and TV broadcasts, and has also worked as a commentator for CBS Sports college football broadcasts. Archie has also appeared as a commercial spokesperson for products in Southeast Louisiana, where he remains tremendously popular with many fans. Working with his three sons, Cooper, Peyton, and Eli, he hosts the Manning Passing Academy each summer. The camp brings together young players from grades 8 to 12 who work with high school coaches and college players. In 2007, Manning was awarded the Silver Buffalo Award by the Boy Scouts of America for his charitable dedication. The Silver Buffalo is the highest award given for service to youth on a national basis. Now, in 2007, he was hired as a spokesperson for UPS contests to promote his delivery intercept service. He appeared in an advertising campaign for the UPS Delivery Intercept Challenge video contest, which saw amateur videos of football interceptions from high school and youth games. Among the prizes were a tailgate party with Manning, as well as several Manning autograph footballs. In October 2013, he was selected to be one of 13 inaugural members of the College Football Playoff Selection Committee. He is one of 3 appointees who are members of the College Football Hall of Fame. Now, in 2014, for health reasons, he stepped down from the College Football Playoff Committee. Now, he also owns a very popular football-themed restaurant called Manning Sports Bar and Grill. located in Harrah's in New Orleans. Now, of course, the Manning family is well known. He's married to his beautiful wife, Olivia. They met while at Ole Miss, and the couple have three sons, Cooper, Peyton, and Eli. Cooper was diagnosed with spinal stenosis prior to his senior year of high school, which unfortunately ended his promising football career. Now, Peyton did play 18 seasons in the NFL, winning 2 Super Bowls with Baltimore and Denver, and a record 5 NFL MVPs, among many other accolades. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2021. Eli, who played 16 years in the NFL, won 2 Super Bowls in 2008 and 12, earning the MVP for both games. Cooper's son Archie, the top-rated high school quarterback in the class of 2023, is a freshman member of the University of Texas football squad. I severely think Eli will make the Hall of Fame just because he's he's a money player. But Archie's style of play was hard to explain. As a big fan of the CFL, like I am, I saw a lot of Conrad Holloway, him, Chuck Ely, but I mean, God damn it, with the Saints, it was just, I don't know. It's like putting a chicken in a room with a bunch of wolves. It's not going to end well. But I mean, they were lucky that he wasn't playing in the NFC East. He would have been fucking decapitated because, or even in Pittsburgh's division. But I mean, guts. When I think of Archie Manning, I think of guts. But I still think of that incident with my TV, my first color TV at home, and just the colors bleeding, because the Saints had a very golden style, white on gold and a beautiful white, and our TV will literally kind of bleed a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? The old Panasonics from the 1970s. But when I first started covering his sons, because I never had a chance to cover him fully in my first years as a sports journalist, I said to myself, is this the same guy, the son? I mean, he was destroyed in the NFL. And where is his brothers going to go? And after a while, both Mannings, again, the toughness that their father taught him really applied. Now, big guy, of course, 6'3", 212, might be 2 inches shorter with all the wax he took through the years. Now, highlights of his career, and they're immense. Just give me a second to go through it. 2-time Pro Bowler, 78 and 79. New Orleans Saints Ring of Honor. New Orleans Saints Hall of Fame. Sec Player of the Year in 69. Third Team All-American 69. First Team All-Sec in 69. And Ole Miss Rebels number 18 retired. Now, ironically, his career passer rating was only 67.1, which doesn't sound to be much. But again, all the sacks. And the idea is, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is true, that the NFC division he was in was probably one of the weakest for a number of years. But they weren't like the marquee, like college UCLA. But nobody took that division seriously for years. But now, of course, with the Rams teams and the popularity of the Saints teams through the years. But I mean, in the wilderness, for all the time they went into the NFL, were a regular playoff. I think it was close to 20 years when Ruben Mays was there. It was like a terrible franchise, for sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing with our football podcast, let us know what a like, comment, subscribe, or share. Don't forget, the Manning are all media now, but Archie did the foundation to make the Manning name one of quality, one of perseverance, one of intelligence. And I would think if he ever played one season in the CFL, he would have mimicked a little bit of Warren Moon and Sonny Wade, of course, with the Moon with the Eskimos and Wade with Montreal. I would have loved to see him one season in the NFL with somebody like a Terry Greer or Swervin Mervin Fernandez or James Scott with Montreal. I would love to see that. It's too bad he never came to CFL for one season. We would have welcomed him with open arms, because he used to open arms, because that's how he would sack him. It was like a crab going like that. It was terrible. I'm surprised he never really had more injuries than he did. So that's the story of the great Archie Manning. If you like what you're doing here again with our podcast on great collegians, let me know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share. And requests are always accepted on the channel and always highly, highly, highly considered. Thanks for listening, and don't forget don't forget, playoffs are coming up. College and pro football. Keep a listen.